Horizons, Hilda Camacho, Leticia Camacho, Helena Ramirez, and Paige Jackson.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all. Thank you all for taking time from your day to come hear our presentation. We're Solar Horizons. Let there be light. Oh, wait, where's the clock? Oh, just getting in here. Okay, so I'm the marketing manager. I'm Leticia Camacho.
I'm the project manager. My name is Helena Ramirez.
I'm Hilda Camacho, and I'm the design engineer.
And I'm Paige Jackson, and I'm the financial analyst.
So here at Solar Horizons, our company, we strive to ensure that the world we live in gets brighter day by day by providing our customers with the healthiest energy out there. Okay, so one of the major problems right now with climate problems is fossil fuels. Here in the U.S., we use 90% of our daily resources with like things we use for cars or machines. 90% of those are non-renewable resources. Non-renewable meaning that eventually those resources that we use will run out. And sadly, only 10% of the resources we use in the U.S. are renewable.
Also, carbon dioxide, which comes from fossil fuels. It's one of the most climate drivers that has contributed climate change and most radiative forcing. And radiative forcing is the sunlight, the difference of sunlight that is absorbed by the Earth and it's radiated back into space. The world uses about 50% more energy than the world can produce in 1 year. And 67% of the electricity is generated by burning fossil fuels, which also causes climate change. And a third of all greenhouse gas is caused by the generated electricity.
So let me tell you why you should go solar. First of all, it is an inexhaustible source of energy that is highly efficient, environment safe, and produces no pollution. As long as the sun shines, you will have energy in your house. And a fun fact is, every 14 and a half seconds, the sun produces enough energy to power the world.
So let me tell you how solar works. Solar power cells convert sunlight into electricity using the energy of speeding photons to create an electrical current within a solar panel.
Okay, so by a show of hands, how many of you out there had the privilege of growing up with electricity at the flick of a switch? Yeah, okay, I figured. Well, some of us in the world did not have that privilege growing up. Us four, we grew up in a foster home, and our parents were not very well off, so they couldn't always pay for the electricity bill. So sometimes we had to deal without electricity in our home. So as we got older, we decided to form this company of solar panels. And we decided that, you know what, if we look into this more, giving back to our community, it really makes a difference because in the long run, it's actually cheaper for those who can't always afford to pay for their electric bill.
Okay, so because of our rough upbringing, we really believe in putting our time and effort into donations and places like 1 Million Lights and Grid Alternatives. 1 Million Lights, their mission is to provide 1 million solar-powered lights to people around the world who don't have access to electricity like we do in the United States. So we put our time and effort into donating to places like those. And yeah, we just want to make a difference in the world with solar.
Okay, so the process is simple. First, we go to whoever we're serving. We go to their facility, and we take measurements, and we talk about prices and price ranges from one end to the other. And then we come back with the design, and we discuss designs with you. And then finally, we install, and we go over how much you guys have saved.
So by by a show of hands again, how many of you guys have solar panels installed in your residence? Okay, so that's good, but it's not enough, right? If we want to change the world, we're trying to, reduce emissions, we need all of you guys to be raising your hands. So if all the concerns haven't induced you to get solar panels, we're going to show you an example of one of our customers so you guys can see the logistics and you guys can be more convinced. So our customer was Mr. Campbell. He lives in Tustin, California. And annually, he used about 10,000 kilowatts of energy, and he paid it at a rate of 22 cents per kilowatt hour.
Okay, so this part kind of seems confusing, but the roof area total was 53 feet by 15 feet, and that provided us with enough room to fit 16 panels successfully on the south side at 180 degrees on our roof, or our customer's roof. See, a family. The intensity, meaning any shade on the panels, was actually not a big problem, but we had one pole sticking out that kind of put shade on the panels at one point. But throughout the day, as the sun rises and the sun falls, the shade, of course, like rotates and goes away. So that would only be there for like an hour or two a day. So it's not a big problem.
Our calculations to cover 10,822 kilowatts per hour was to put around 14 panels, but since we talked to our customer, we rounded up to 16 so it could help him for energy that he might be using later on. So what we did was we installed 2 strings of 8 modules.
Okay, so once we agreed on the 16 modules, we calculated how much energy it would give him. So with regular electricity, he used about 10,000 kilowatt hours of energy, and then with our solar panels, we're going to give him about 9,000. And so it's not the same amount because when you use the solar energy, you have to convert it from DC to AC electricity through the inverter, and our inverter was a SPR 5000 because it meets our capacity. So when we did that, you lose 20%, but we're still serving 87% of the solar electricity needs that Mr. Campbell uses. And the other 13%, it's fine because he's going to pay it to the electricity company, but he's paying it at the lowest tier rate, so it's not as expensive. So the whole system in the beginning would be about $28,000, but then with the federal tax rebate, which is 30%, it goes down about $8,000 to a total of $20,000. So each month, Mr. Campbell is saving about $2,000, and he's going to finish paying off his whole program, solar panel system, in 9.7 years.
Okay, so the amount that he will be saving yearly is $2,000. And by 2050, we predicted that Mr. Campbell will have saved a total of about $47,000.
So again, thank you guys all for being here. We hope that you contact us soon and get your solar panels. If you guys have any questions, this is how to contact us. So we want to say thank you to Mr. Miller and Miss Miller because they're the ones that brought us to the program and they helped us through it and they give us confidence. And then, of course, to Bobby for all that you've done and for your inspiration.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that put their time and effort to making this possible. All of you guys are so beautiful, your personalities. It's great to see that engineering doesn't necessarily have to be math. That's what I thought my whole life. That was STEM, engineering. But really, it's beautiful. There's so much that goes into these programs, and it's great that you guys are reaching out to kids like us. And I think in the future, even motivating more kids, it would just be great. Yeah, thank you.
I want to say a special thank you to Mr. Miller because he was the one that convinced me to come and do this because I really was hesitant at first because I heard about the presentation. But yeah, and I want to say thank you to Bobby because he gave me the confidence to get up on stage when I don't normally do stuff like that. So yeah, thank you.
I want to thank everybody that put this together. It's a great experience for people, for us that we don't know what's coming next in life. And yeah, thank you, Bobby, for everything.